know, there's so many themes that work well in first-person shooters, westerns, horror, and sci-fi, battling aliens like Gears of War and Halo. But my personal favourite theme has to be World War II, and that's exactly where we're heading in today's video. So sit back, relax, and join me for my review of Medal of Honor Frontline. Frontline is the third game in the Medal of Honor series on consoles. Released in 2002 for PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube and original Xbox, and published and developed by Electronic Arts. The story follows returning protagonist from the first Medal of Honor, Lieutenant Jimmy Patterson, through his dangerous journey across World War II. There's 19 missions here, a decent amount. Mission 1 opens up with a historic battle, our boy Jimmy arriving on Omaha Beach, and it's incredible. We must try to get across the beach while under heavy gunfire, helping fellow soldiers along the way. Once making it across the beach, you will take out gun nests and storm a German bunker, clearing the way for D-Day landings. This opening to Frontline was heavily inspired by one of my favourite films of all time, Saving Private Ryan. Personally, I don't think EA could have done a better opening of a World War II game. It's awesome. Mission 2 and onwards sees Jimmy getting promoted into Special Forces Ops, which means our boy will be on special missions now, like disrupting German U-boat operations and ultimately taking out SS General von Sturmgast, the main villain of the game, and finding a secret military base in Nazi Germany and fighting through hordes of deadly soldiers to steal a prototype jet before the base is bombed. Pretty intense ending. A few highlight missions here, I think. One where you're in disguise trying to make it onto a train and board it to move through France undetected, but of course at some point they see through your disguise and all-out Nazi slaying begins. And a mission set at night, you must sabotage cars and sneak around, meeting up with a fellow operative for intel. Level variation is good. Each chapter starts with a briefing explaining what's to be achieved in these brilliant wartime reels.
It's a pleasure to see you again. You're looking well rested. Good. I'll need you in tip-top shape for your new assignment. You've proven to be quite resourceful, especially your performance most recently in scuttling U-4901. All things considered, you're the ideal candidate for this mission. So let's get down to brass tacks, shall we?
When it comes to gameplay, I can't stress enough just how groundbreaking gunplay and movement is in Frontline. Along with Halo Combat Evolve, this game paved the way for those great dual-stick controls and smooth gunplay to come in FPS games. Jimmy can carry multiple guns and a grenade, and all weapons are authentic World War II, so great attention to detail. Reload animations are really nice for 2002, but painfully slow at times, and all the guns and explosions sound really good. In fact, the sound in general really feels like you're in a war environment, even while playing today. Very impressive. As mentioned, movement is nice here too. Jimmy can lean around corners while aiming, as well as having a basic crouch. It doesn't seem a big deal now, but back then it was a game changer to move smooth and have a lean mechanic. One small gripe I have with the game is no checkpoints. That's right, die and it's back to the start of the level, and you can bet on it, you'll die right at the end of the level. It can be frustrating, but to be fair, a lot of early 2000s games had this problem. I really like the enemy variety here. I mean, you've got the obvious here. German soldiers, SS troopers, Navy personnel, snipers. There's even some funny designs too, like moving in on soldiers still in their underwear, running for their guns. and these chefs who start throwing knives at you like madmen. Moments like this give the game a lot of charm, I think. Other notable gameplay mechanics you'll notice is there's a compass on display at all times. It helps you find your way through the levels. Self-explanatory being a compass obviously, but a nice addition. Pressing start will bring up your objectives. This is useful as I missed a couple, got to the end of the stage and realised I had to go back. This doesn't happen a lot, but like I said, an objective list helps you and it has you covered. Also, I totally forgot to mention, there's a button for hints as I hit it by accident in this playthrough. They don't ruin the game, just small pointers. I'm not sure if it's only on the Xbox version, but these hints is a good idea anyway. One last point for gameplay. When shooting, Jimmy can't aim down sight. You'll have a crosshair only. But after a short time, I think even gamers playing Frontline for the first time will get the hang of it, as shooting still feels great. Medal of Honor Frontline's level design keeps things fresh, being set across France, Holland and Germany for the finale. This was the first war game I played that did this on a grand scale. You'll find yourself going through quaint little Dutch villages and wide open French countryside. There's important bridge locations to take back from the Nazis, and there's even an underground mine section. You got to remember, Call of Duty wasn't created yet at this time, so this really was impressive for 2002, and nothing came close to Medal of Honor Frontline. Attention to detail in stages is good, with civilians in certain locations running to hide when the fighting starts, and smoke plumes coming from burning buildings and vehicles. Also, German soldiers were speaking their own language, making the situation seem more believable. Some areas are semi-open, not too far off the beaten path, but nice to have, always ending up in the same ending of course. Graphics were praised by critics, and rightly so. Environments, character models are all impressive for the time, so no complaints here. Sound is top notch here as well as mentioned. Guns sound great, explosions, soldiers shouting in the heat of the battle, tanks rolling by, it's all very good. Michael Giacchino composed the music for Frontline, and very well respected figure in the game industry. His category includes the likes of the Call of Duty early titles, most Medal of Honor games, and Black, a game I just reviewed on the channel. Feel free to check it out. They all have a great soundtrack, and Medal of Honor Frontline is no different. It's awesome, creating an atmosphere suited for the game. Here's a snippet of what I mean. Okay, so time for my final thoughts. Medal of Honor Frontline is such an important game, literally a game changer, and just as important, it's still a great gaming experience to this day in my opinion. And I really think everyone should try this game if you're into war FPS games. I'd just like to say thanks to everyone who watches my content, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Well, take care, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Clear up! Excellent work, Patterson. It was tough, but you've proven yourself to be exceptional. Division's moving on to Veerville. We're replacing you on a special mission. Good luck, Patterson.